Hey, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I do a daily vlog every single day, and on this mission to post over 1,000 videos, like I say, every single day for 1,000 days. So if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Today though, look at my breath. It's really cold. I mean, it's very cold today. I have got my furry hat in my pocket, but I'm going to put that one on maybe a little bit later. I am walking my dog, and I do these daily vlogs, and I absolutely love them. I love doing it, and I think you guys love doing it as well, love watching it as well. So look, here's what I'm going to talk about today. Please don't take on anybody's problems. I'm going to tell you a very quick story, and this is why you should not take on anybody's problems. I knew this person I used to work with. Initially, I didn't know them very well, and they used to complain that they were a victim of X, Y, and Z, and that may well have been true. And so I felt sorry for them and tried to offer them advice and support and kindness, as a decent human being would do. And what I realized is that over time, they weren't prepared to change their mindset, elevate their game, and try and move on from what had happened to them. So what do I mean by that? So over time, I'd offered support and kindness. I was a listening ear, you know. I would be there for them so that they could get it off their chest and talk about whatever they really wanted to talk about. But unfortunately, I realized over time that they weren't interested in doing that, and that made me feel really I don't know, like kind of wasted in a way, because ultimately, you know, when you offer your words, if they're not being listened to, then you've got to stop talking. At least that's what I think. And over time, it just became obvious to me that you had to sort of like back off. There are some people that won't elevate themselves from their current situation in spite of the support that you give them. So you've got to stop talking to them. You've got to stop offering them that advice and supporting them, because if they're not going to meet you in the middle, if they're not going to go forward, you can't drag them up. You can't drag them into a place where they're going to be sustainable. And ultimately for you, I think it takes time and energy to do that. And you've then got to step away from that situation and leave them be. I know it sounds cruel. I know it sounds horrible, but you've given this every effort for them to improve themselves, to be better. So you can't stick around in that scenario any longer. So tactically withdraw, do what you need to do to step away, do and say all the things that you need to do in order to get that peace back in your life. Because let's be honest, if you're living today, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of time and effort just to be alive today. We've all got pressures on us. You know, mortgages, bills, relationships, jobs. There's so much coming our way. And whether we choose to believe it or not, having a little bit of peace and downtime is not a bad thing. So when you waste that time on people who don't appreciate really, and they're never going to move forward from it, they're always going to remain the victim. They're always going to be the person that takes that time and energy off you. So you're going to have to say to yourself, you know what? I care, I really do. And I've shown my care because I've given you this time and this effort. But what I can't continue to do is give this time and effort indefinitely. I need to see some kind of improvement, some lateral improvement from you that says that you are going to improve and get better. And obviously, you know, it's important for them to seek professional advice. But I'm just talking literally from, it could be a co-worker, it could be a friend, it could be somebody that you know who's constantly putting on you and making you feel like you're their counsellor, when really you're not. You're just being a good colleague or a friend, and you know, you've afforded them the kindness because you felt they've needed support. But don't do it at the sacrifice of your well-being. Don't do it at the sacrifice of maybe relationships or friendships, because that person more than likely won't remain in your life anyway. And if they don't seek self-improvement, if they don't wish to move forward, it just says to me that they want to play the victim, and in that you get attention. Now, I don't know if that's attention seeking or not, but I just think that, you know, when you have somebody like that in your life, it takes a little while to identify it. But if you've got that, you've got to step away. You've got to remove yourself from that scenario, because if you don't, it can be damaging to you and your mental health, your well-being, your relationships with other people. It may be other people identify the fact that you've spent a lot of time with this other person, offering support and kindness, and sometimes other people who are jealous construe that as you being in a relationship with them. Yeah. Or it may well be that they construe your connection with that person as being more than just friends, when in reality, it's more than likely not. In reality, you're being a good, kind person who's trying to do the Christian thing, the right thing. And yeah, and that can have an impact on your life. And so you've got to step away. If they're not listening, if they're not prepared to do anything different, then you've got to step away from it. I think it's fundamentally important. So, you know, be a good person, support people where you can, but if they're not prepared to meet you in the middle, you just can't stay there in that place and do that with them. You really can't, because, yeah, you've got to protect yourself sometimes and look after yourself. And let's be honest, who looks after you? The main person who looks after you, funny enough, is you. So you've got to really look after yourself. Anyway, as always, this is a daily vlog. I post something different every day. I've got my dog here. He's called Buzz, and he wants me to see that ball just there. He wants me to throw it. So I'm going to do that. I'll be back tomorrow. If you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate you. Every day, something different. Every day is something fresh. And if you've got anything that you want me to talk about in the comments, I'm happy to put it out there, okay? So, as always, have a good one, and just look after yourself. Okay, look after yourself, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Bye now.